Sorry about that, guys. The microphone was on mute. I don't know how that happened. I'm still getting used to the PlayStation 5. We're here at the British Grand Prix for round 7 of SSR in LFR, and I'm with DXT Senna tonight. Jack in Bugs Bunny is retired from the session. We've got 14 drivers on track. We'll go again, Jack. I think everyone could hear you or not. I'm not sure about how you're doing.
Well, I'm alright. First time commentating for LFR, so I'm hoping it does well and it turns out alright.
Well, we're just watching Non-Human be the first man out on track in that red, white and blue Haas. He comes around turn 3, or so-called the loop, as he comes out of Aintree and on to the Wellington straight. I have to say, Jack, that this is one of my favourites to commentate on, is the British Grand Prix. Always seems to hold out on some really good racing on this circuit.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, we were racing each other the other night, and it was a brilliant race, honestly.
Was that Friday?
That was on Friday, yeah.
Don't remind me of that. That was horrendous.
I don't know what happened to you. For me, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I got into a bit of a battle with DXT Matty, and I came off worse. So it wasn't great. I had a fight with Cons at the end, but retired because I was so far back from the points. There was no point me finishing. Really, we haven't had a driver start a lap yet. So Non-Human is going to be the first man to start a lap. The track is looking very busy, with Non-Human getting a lot of clear track behind him, and he's just setting up his lap now, taking a wider line to get the better exit as he comes out the final corner and down the Hamilton straight for the first time. See if he loses it through turn 1, Jack. No, keeps it nice and steady there through turn 2 into Village. We go now of turn 3 and then around turn 4. I think it's called turn 4, turn 3 last lap. It's been a few days. I'm still not used to it. Got Freedom on his lap as well now in the Mercedes, as he's just coming around turn 2 and watching Non-Human going through the first split time of sector 1, and of course is going to be going fastest
at the moment. Yeah. Coming down the old start, finish straight. Oh, little shift down. You could take that flat out, but little shift down doesn't hurt.
Oh, I do it
really.
flat in 7th. Oh, as he's round and into the wall, and he's not out. He's managed.
He's managed to keep it from retiring.
So that's something, but not good for his first lap. Looked like he took too much curve. As you see his brother, Freedom, now coming through that same complex of corners.
No, he takes it alright.
Yeah, it does seem to be good there, and Non-Human there was on the right hand side as he comes down this second DRS straight of the lap. Of course, the hangar straight as we come into Stowe now, early on the power on the exit, as we now run down the hill to the Vale and Club sets of corners. He comes around the final, bit tentative there through the penultimate corners. He comes around the final corner, will set the fastest time, of course, with a 27.8, and I'm sure he's got a lot more in his pocket than that.
Yeah, I was going to say he might be able to improve a little bit from that, and then Vidget, next person really. 29.2, I reckon he could improve.
We're going to see Chemjaz next, yeah, and then a Red Bull behind him. I think it's Sour Pancake. He goes second fastest. Here comes Sour Pancake, goes first on the leaderboards and takes a 10th. Or actually, no, nowhere near a 10th, actually, just under a couple of milliseconds to get that provisional pole position. We've got Yo-Yo about to finish his first lap now in the Alpine, reserving tonight, goes 4th fastest, slots in there with a 28.2. Jake Saber goes fastest, 4 tenths in his pocket. That's a hell of a lap there from Jake. Yeah. Dark Stomper has invalidated his lap time.
I think Amaguna has just started his lap. Coming through turn 3.
Got boosted, just about to finish his lap.
Boosted, yeah.
Let's see where he goes. He goes 7th with a 31.1, so he must have made a big mistake on that lap. Who are you talking about? It was Amaguna. Freedom goes fastest with a 27.2 there, another 10th, or just over half a 10th, scrubbed off from Jake
Freedom must have made a
Sabre.
mistake in the first sector then, because he gained a lot of time there. Freedom. Anyway, Amaguna coming through this section of corner. Shift down twice. I would usually shift down once, but more power to you. Not a bad second sector at all.
Notice that all these drivers are on the soft tyres straight out the blocks. No one really using the mediums, and it might have been a good bet here with only 14 drivers racing tonight, but they've all decided to go for the softs and see if they work for Amir Guna. He goes 4th fastest with a 27.8, slots right in between Kemjaz and the South Pank on the timings there, with 1/10 between the two of them. Have we got Dark Stomper starting another lap? Sorry, go on.
I reckon if Dark Stomper gets it together and doesn't keep invalidating, he could be in the top 5. Because the last lap there was a 1:27.8. That would have put him in 4th ahead of Amaguna.
We'll have to see what he can do as he crosses the first DRS straight down the Wellington straight, DRS section point, should I say, as he comes into Brooklands. That's a couple of stabs at the steering wheel there, and he likes to take a wider line and cut back on the exit of Luffield as he comes around the kink of Woodcut. Takes a really wide line there through Woodcut. I always like to try and cut the edge of the track as much as possible, try and take the least line of resistance, and he's invalidating. No, he hasn't. He got away with that one, Jack, and he was all four wheels off the track. He comes through and now he invalidates. I think that was a little bit of karma there at play, potentially, as he did go off the track, and he's really struggling. I think he's probably not going to have enough fuel to go again, and by now he should go on the soft tyres, I would say, and Apex is just on his lap.
So is Mr. Basil, who's ahead of him. Jake goes first by a 10.
So this field's getting a bit more competitive at the top end. We've got the Sound Pancake on an out lap, see what he can do in 3rd place, but he's got a lot of time to gain to challenge the top 2, as we see Mr. Basil.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just watching Mr. Basil on his lap here, see what he can do. Of course, I think he was my teammate before I decided to give up my seat. But yeah,
he's certainly been improving this season. He was new to league racing, and he's definitely been starting to improve. He just washes out there a little bit on the exit of Stowe. We're into the final chicane of the lap, and then the final corner of Club.
That was very clean, actually. Those 8th ahead of Boosted.
There's a bit of a fight between him and Boosted.
He spun.
Oh, and that was a bit silly on his in lap, for sure.
That? Apex jumped up to 5th.
Yeah, so he's starting to challenge now. Said Dark Stomper is in the pits. We've got Non-Human on the lap, of course. Had that incident right where we are with him now into Maggots, and now Beckett.
Jake improved by another 10th.
Yeah, we've got Freedom on an out lap. We've got Sad Pancake on the lap, and we're riding on board with Non-Human, who is coming to the final stages of his first final lap. And Jack says, he does look quick as he comes down to the Vale chicane and then into Club to set his first time. Is he going to take provisional as he crosses the line, goes 2nd fastest? It's a 10th off, and got other drivers on laps, Jack. I'm not sure who the first man is going to be. Potentially, looks like it might be the Sad Pancake.
Or Sad Pancake, but he was weaving down the straight. Or yeah, I think he was backed off.
Yeah, he has backed off.
Ken just who takes that I don't know corner names here. I'm rubbish for corner names.
Maggots and Beckett's, this is. We'll teach you as we go along. As we go into, he goes through Chapel there, but not the correct way. Well, it didn't invalidate though. It looked like he kept a lot of his speed up. And
still up a 10 seconds to the hanger straight.
oh, as you go into Stowe and goes wide, he's definitely going to invalidate that and bails into the pit lane. Got yellow flags, can't see the time. We've got 7 minutes left on the clock. Mr. Basil's in the pit.
Another lap. I'm just watching. Breaking down to turn 3 and 4. Turn nice and early. Down the Wellington straight. It's a straight anyway.
Yeah, you are right. It's the Wellington straight as we come into Brooklands and then Luffield. And I went to Silverstone in June, I think it was, with Flea actually, and we were just on the corner of Luffield there. It was a really great position to be in. Watched a bit of GT racing. So you see,
realised Jake set his lap on a pair of 4-lap-old softs.
Wow, he's gonna definitely want. Yeah, he's definitely going to want to improve because you're not going to want to start on 4-lap old soft tyres because you're really going to be at a disadvantage to your competitors. We see the Sad Pancake go purple in the middle sector as he comes down the hanger straight and into Stowe. One of my favourite corners on the circuit, this one. And this chicane is really good to fight through actually. It's quite wide for a chicane. And you can fight all the way through here onto the Hamilton straight as he comes across the line. Stays fifth. Didn't improve.
Not that much.
He's going to improve slightly. So he has got enough time. We are going to see drivers doing another lap. You see H. Bosworth, I don't think is on a flyer. Dark Stomper is on a flyer though. Still on those medium tyres, Jack. And hasn't invalidated as of yet as he comes out of Chapel. And down the hanger straight. It says he's got a purple middle sector, but don't always want to believe the track map on that one as he comes around Stowe. It definitely looks like it could be a good lap though from Dark Stomper, and if he gets himself into the, as you said earlier, Jack, into the top 4 or 5, it's certainly a win for him on these medium tyres as he slides through the final. Yeah, that's a good time for him there, and certainly if he wants to go on to a soft set, he could easily, I think, get into the 126s, Jack.
Yeah.
As we've got
anyone on the lap boosted, maybe? Ah, no, he's backed off, he's invalidated.
Yeah, I think we've got Sad Pancake. I think we've just got a little bit of a quiet spell now until everyone comes in and changes their tyres, and then I think all hell's going to break loose.
Non-human, he's on his out lap coming down the hanger straight.
And he's
I'm so bad with corners, I've got a map up just to.
So I don't know corner numbers here. I only know the names, but a lot of people prefer the names. I do anyway to the numbers. Gives them a bit more character. I think if you see non-human come out of club and down the Hamilton straight, it's newly named
Abbey and Farm, and then into
Village. Yep. And then the loop.
And the loop. Which one? The loop.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
And then Aintree, and then into the one on straight.
Yeah. You got it. As we see Mr. Basil retire, looks like in the pit lane, so he doesn't think he's going to be able to go any faster. Great shot there.
Non-human coming through Brooklands into Lockhill.
Yeah.
No, what's that?
Which is a nothing corner, really. And down the old start finish. I think it's just the national.
Does he spin? No, he doesn't. He keeps it. Now coming through the tricky Maggots, Beckett, and Chapel. Doesn't take too much curb lap time.
See, Nemvidic has retired. Non-Human's going to be the first man to set his lap time. It looks like his final lap time, Jack.
From Non-Human.
He's certainly up on his times. He comes into the final chicane. Got all these drivers now coming out on their out laps, and Non-Human's been good in.
Around the final corner is at 126. It's a 126.8 from Non-Human.
He's got faster and taken that provisional pole. Got Booster coming through the final chicane. Looks like he's on a lap, but struggling through the final corner, jabbing at that wheel. And doesn't look he improves. We might be going again. Still haven't had Yo-Yo, Dark Stomper or Amir Gunnar. I said that Amir Gunnar is now just out of the pit lane. And I think these other two want to come out.
Getting the most of the track evolution. Freedom on a lap. Coming into Outer Village, into the loop. And now Aintree into Wellington Straight.
He's getting it, ladies and gents. Certainly, as we're seeing Freedom coming down the back straight into Brooklands and now Luffield. Saying all these names is getting me confused now, Jack, as he's going to come out onto the exit, make sure to get on that green rumble strip, but he doesn't. Stays on that black and white curb. Would cut rather nicely. Comes down to the formidable cops, of course, from this year's British Grand Prix, and comes around and down towards Maggots and Beckett. Boosted spun.
See him on the right.
Yeah, just out of cops. You can see him on the track map. Looks like Dark Stomper's the only man not to be coming out onto a lap. And
Freedom improved by a 10th. Looks rapid here. Well, coming into Stowe and then Vale. Yeah, and Cons has joined us.
Cons has joined late, so we're going to get a 15-car grid for this race, which is very nice indeed. Freedom comes across the line. Is it a nice lap from him? It is, but he doesn't go. He doesn't improve. Yeah, he goes faster, but did not improve. And who's going to be the next man? Looks like it might be the Merc. Did he set a time? I'm not sure. He might be going again though. He has got time. As we've said, seen Freedom finish his lap. Got Non-Human on a lap. Jake Sabre is on an out lap and has left this far too late. He's got 5 seconds to go, so he's not going to be able to get a lap in. These drivers just left it a little bit too late. As the checker is now out, and the Sad Pancake is coming down to the final few corners. Kem Jazz is in the pits. And
Gunnar improved by 2/10, coming through sector 1, coming into Luffield.
As we're just on board with the Sour Pancake, about to finish his final lap. The checker flag is out for the Red Bull. Is he going to improve? He does. He goes 5th fastest. Knocks Dark Stomper down in those on those medium tyres. Was that the right call from the Haas driver? Only time will tell.
No! Gunnar invalidated by the smidgen through cops.
We're still seeing some drivers on laps. Jack, Non-Human, is about to come across the line. Is he going to beat his 26.8? We'll have to wait and see as he comes across the line. 26.6 goes even faster.
But here's the problem. He's on 3 lap old softs.
We've got Apex. He's the only man now that can challenge him, I think, for this pole position. Does he? The Mercedes comes across the line, stays 6th fastest. And H. Bosworth is the last man now to
improve.
And he may do, but I don't think he's going to snatch that pole position away. 28 dead to beat. Still does 28 dead, goes slightly faster, but stays 10th fastest. And Non-Human takes pole position at the British Grand Prix and was only man to get into the 126s, Jack, and by quite some margin as well.
I reckon if Jake didn't lose it so late, he would have challenged for pole, but I guess that's just a silly mistake that he made. A rare mistake that he makes.
He did do a comment, but I was just focusing on some drivers, so wasn't able to see it. We have had the checker out, but I'm not sure who we're waiting on.
Cons to retire, I think.
If Cons is watching the stream, would you retire, please, buddy?
Yeah, Cons, if you could retire, can you please? Because we're waiting for you, mate.
We'll just give it till the time is up.
Yeah, I don't have to wait 20 seconds anyway.
I've just took a screenshot of the grid in case something happens anyway.
Yeah. So, Vidic, Basil, boosted, Bugs Bunny and Cons will have free Chire toys going into the race. So I think that'll be good for them.
It will. So, just to go through the formalities, the top 10 who are starting this British Grand Prix non-human takes the pole position and is starting in that first place on the soft tyres. The Welshman of Jake Sabre is in second. Freedom is in third. Amiguna is fourth. Fifth is the Sad Pancake. Sixth is Apex Finley. Dark Stomper on the medium tyres is in seventh. Yo-Yo is in eighth. Chemjazz is in ninth. H. Bosworth is in 10th. We'll go through the last ones. This is not many. Nemvidic is in 11th. 12th is Mr. Basil. Boosted is in 13th. Bugs Bunny is in 14th. And DXD Cons, who has joined us late, is starting 15th.
Yeah. This looks like a very interesting grid.
Doesn't look like we're going to get any mixed weather either, because they all came out very quickly, and it's usually a telltale sign if they come out pretty much straight away.
But they might have been coming out early to trick us. Never know.
Find out in just a second what the weather's like. I'm predicting, it's a bit of a cloudy day. I'm not sure if anyone put in the comments what the weather's like, because it does come up on my screen now. I'm guessing probably just overcast, just waiting for the drivers to sort out their setups and their strategies for this race.
I wonder, should we do the predictions? Usually what I used to do when I was commentating predictions for a top 3.
I'm not going to do it because I don't know. It changes like week to week here. It's very unpredictable. But by all means, so 15 drivers. We'll have a look, Jack, at the back 5 on their tyre situation.
I think Dark Stomper might have a chance for a podium. So I'm going to put him third. I'm then going to put Jake in second, so he's going to stay where he is. And then I'm going to put Freedom for the win.
Interesting. Don't roll out Bugs Bunny, mind. I think he must have had a qualifying ban for this week because of the tyres straight away. I wasn't sure if he did or not, but don't rule him out. He's starting on the softs, but Jack, surprisingly, only 13th and 15th are starting on the mediums. Everyone else, apart from Dark Stomper, of course, in the top 10 are starting on the soft tyres. Those three are starting on the yellow striped medium tyre. There's the pit strategies for you. Soft to medium, about lap 10 to 13, and the same for the hards. Obviously, probably a little bit later on for the mediums to make sure they last a little bit longer, a bit earlier for those hards if you're struggling on the soft tyres in the first stint. But really cloudy day today, Justin. It's almost like fog-like on the screen. Oh, Justin, I'm so used to it. Jack, it's the first time I've made the mistake, and I usually make them all the time, so you should actually feel privileged.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. As we're just waiting for these drivers to finish their formation laps, so non-human warming up his front tyres. We're about to come through Stowe, and the game takes over just out of this corner, which I I think Jack is a bit early actually. It always surprises me here how early it does take over. But there you go. It must all be around the same distance. So 15 drivers are taking part in this British Grand Prix. We've got non-human on pole, the AlphaTauri of Jake Sabre in second, Freedom's in third, and it's Jack's predicted winner for this race, and non-human's brother just slotting right behind him. We've got DXD Cons, who was just forming up at the back.
The only dexterous driver racing tonight.
Yeah,
It would usually be me and Cons, but just Cons.
And Bugs Bunny forming up in 14th, our championship leader. We're going to have to see what sort of moves he can produce in this race as we're about to get underway. And we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 red lights.
Oh, Cons.
And we're away for Super Sunday racing at the British Grand Prix. And Cons has been disqualified.
Freedom already ahead of Jake, non-human up to still stays in the lead.
Yeah, so Jake has got a really bad start there, disqualified Cons, and I'm not sure what happened there, and non-human is still holding on to that first place for the time being. He's about to come down the Hangar straight, the Wellington straight, sorry, and it looks like Freedom has got a really good slipstream, going to look to the outside at Brooklyn's potentially. Is he going to brake later? No, he just tries to go for the switcheroo though, Jack, and he's going to try and look to the outside, potentially all cut back. And looking like there might be some action going on towards the back. Got Nemvidic and Mr. Basil who's pushed him.
Oh, Bugs has spun. He's in the wall.
Oh, Bugs is round now as well. So we've had Cons, he's been disqualified. I'm not sure what he was disqualified for.
He jumped to start, and then if you hit someone before the lights go out, you get disqualified. And he had a collision with Boosted, who was ahead of him. Unfortunately.
That's unlucky. We're seeing Freedom still quite close to the back, and actually Jake Sabre and Amir Guna look are going to go side by side through Stowe now. Amir Guna has the inside, but Jake's going to defend round the outside and holds on to that third position with the sad pancake coming down towards the Vale chicane. Chemjaz is the only driver to make up multiple positions in this race so far after the end of the first lap, and Freedom's the only other man to gain a position, moving up one place.
That could have been another one to make up positions because he was in 10th after the start.
But he's now down back into 14th and had to pit. Cons, see you're watching, mate. Sorry about that, buddy. That was really unlucky. Did jump the start pretty quickly though, mate, as we're going to see any overtakes here into these sets of corners. Not by the looks of things. Apex is trying some different lines. Jack, see if he can get any sort of overtake done. Dark Stomper is still stuck behind the softs of Chemjaz, who got him on the start. We're about to come through Cops now. Bit of a wide line there for Chemjaz, and maybe getting a slightly better run there for Dark Stomper, but quite hard to follow through these sets of corners here.
Who's that? That's Spun in the background. That's Mr. Basil, who's out. Spun at Cops, maybe. He's got damage anyway. Might add a collision with Boosted. His front wing's gone. Completely gone from that Alfa Romeo. That's unfortunate for Basil. He'll have to pit and get out of the place.
I think these... Con said something about, I think it must have been a glitch, I'm guessing. I couldn't read the whole message. So that is unfortunate for him. Mr. Basil is in the pits, but it looks like he'll come out ahead of Bugs Bunny, just seeing as where he is. Are we going to see a move here from any of these drivers? Not as close as you would think. We'll get the intervals up. Now 3/10 for Dark Stomper. It does look like Sour Pancake is the cork in the bottle at the moment, and he's really holding up a queue of cars behind him all the way back to H. Bosworth.
Oh! Dark Stomper down the inside of No Name Corner. I forgot the name of that corner already.
Woodcut and looking on the inside of Cops and gets the move done on those medium tyres. That was a good overtake.
Apex and Yo-Yo would side by side for Coffin, I think, from what I've seen in the background. Lucky enough not to touch. Good driving from those two drivers.
Looks like Yo-Yo is going to go on the attack of Chemjazz as well. Had a good start, but he's not having a very good lap 3.
Stomper. Round the outside of Sam Pancake. What a move.
What a good move there from Dark Stomper. Now holds the inside for Vale. We're seeing Chemjazz trying to get past Sad Pancake, but Sad Pancake is still trying to hold out a bit of a fight here for Dark Stomper. There's loads of action going on in the background. Yo-Yo is going to look to the inside at Abby, turn 1. And Chemjazz goes through. H. Bosworth's going to try and get involved as well. To the inside, there's contact between H. Bosworth and got Apex going around the outside as well. I don't know where to look, Jack. Yeah, it's all going on. They're all on-board shots as well. They're not great. As we're just seeing them now come down the Wellington Straight. Apex is going to look for a move to the inside at Brooklands. As he goes to the inside now and gets that move done, and H. Bosworth's going to want to try and get in on this action. He's still hit the back of this queue, and Apex is now going to try and hunt down Chemjazz. There's still a close gap between the front 4 actually now, Jack. It's all starting to heart up for the fight for the lead. We'll get back to that in just a second, but Apex is right on the gearbox of that Ferrari as we come through Maggots and Beckett's got a good side pod camera angle going on here as you're seeing Chemjazz struggling out of there now, and we'll see if he can make the move down the inside. He goes. Chemjazz almost looked like he lifted off and let him go, and Yo-Yo's going to try and go around the outside now. It might be 2 in 1 corner as Yo-Yo still tries to hold on around the outside and gets pushed off, and they make contact, and I think
no, that was a bit dirty from Chem.
Yeah, I think he should have left the space. It's quite a fast corner there. But he did get
Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom's got a penalty, and Jake Sabre is breathing down his neck. This is certainly a 4-way fight for first place now, Jack. We certainly had quite a action-packed first 4.5 laps of this race.
Yeah, I was gonna say before the start of lap 4, Apex and Yo-Yo had a little bit of contact, but Apex managed to save it really nicely. Going into club.
We're going to see a move here from Freedom. It's this Hamilton Verstappen coming up here, and potentially he just thinks better of it from Freedom there. Great camera shot there through Cops corner, and Jake has just lost out a bit of ground, but I think Non-Human is going to lose this lead onto the next straight. He's very, very close behind as we come out of Beckett and through Chapel and down the Hangar Straight we go, and he's probably going to have to go to the outside. He does, and I think he's going to get that done before the braking zone. That was a nice easy move from him there.
I agree. Well, Non-Human decides to fight it back down the inside. No, he does not.
Yo-Yo and Chemjazz are fighting again, and Yo-Yo gives Chemjazz a bit of a taste of his own medicine there, Jack, and gets that move done. A bit of corner cutting there from Chemjazz. He needs to be careful on his track limits. He's struggling through the final corner. That's alright, Justin. I hope you enjoy watching Justin's watching. He usually co-commentates with me tonight. We are certainly watching a bit of a cracking British Grand Prix so far. We're only on lap 6 of 26.
Oh, Non-Human run the outside, going through Brooklyn.
And now has the inside for Luffield, but Freedom is not giving it up, and he's going to try and hold it round the outside. They're still side by side, Justin. He gets to move back through Woodcut and takes back first place as we now come through Cops. That was great driving from the brothers.
Yeah, again, not Justin.
Oh!
That's fine.
I've been doing so well as well. I've only done it twice. I think that's a record for the least amount of times. I always do it. As we're seeing Amir Guna potentially go for a move here. And
maybe.
And Non-Human maybe round the outside of Freedom. He does get the move done. And Jake
Freedom
and
Wally,
Amir.
he's thinking about back down the inside. No, he backs out.
This is...
Any other moves happening? Maybe Harry Bosworth or H Bose is close behind Ken.
The thing is, this is working really well for Dark Stomper, of course, as well. He's only 4 and a bit seconds behind this lot, and within a few laps, these tyres are going to start going off, and they've all been fighting for position. Jake got very close to the back of Freedom there. Is that what the all was about? Did just catch that on our screen, on my screen, shall I say, as we're seeing Non-Human go defensive at Brooklands. Looks like the switcheroo for Freedom. He's going to have the outside. As he goes very, very wide, he's going to try and get that nice V-shaped line to get the good exit. And no, he doesn't. He spins and he's round. Yeah, and he's going to lose positions here. He hasn't hit the wall. No damage. Just a loss of pride there. A bit of damage to that as he comes back on the track in 7th place. 8th place now. Chemjazz is probably going to overtake him as well. He's probably going to have to fight him into Cops. As I think
or will he think about it down the inside? No, he doesn't. Oh, in the back of him though.
And they
I was never gonna say. I thought Jake and Freedom were gonna touch there. It was so close to touching, going through left field, and then I just caught Freedom spinning.
Yeah, he tried to get sort of a V-shape exit to get a really good straight line exit, but sort of lost it on the inside curb. Is he going to look to the inside now? But has he got the move done?
Freedom,
no! Freedom comes back with the cutback, and he now dives into the pit.
Maybe for hard. I'm thinking he's going on to the hard. Oh, I'm just gonna watch him, see what he goes on.
So we're just watching the front.
He's on the medium.
Interesting. No front wing change though.
Yeah. It might be going on the medium to the end, to be honest.
18 laps. Yeah, maybe. As just seeing the front 3, and this is working out really well for Dark Stomper if these 3 keep fighting for position, because he's just going to start creeping up soon. They're almost in sight for him now.
If I can make 16 laps on soft, on softs, last around here on Friday, he can make 18 laps on medium. That's my logic.
Is Jake or Amir Guna going to start challenging Non-Human for the lead? We've got H. Bosworth getting a 3-second time penalty there. H. Bosworth is down in 9th place. Chemjazz gets a penalty as well. That's Non-Human in the pits.
Yeah.
So the race leader is in. Jake Sabre now takes the lead of this race, but of course will have to pit in a few laps time at very most.
Don't stop him. He's got a podium position.
I think Non-Human's going to come out between them, Vidic and Boosted. And I think that's quite a good position for him, actually, because he gets himself a little bit of clear air as well.
I think he'll get ahead of Boosted, actually.
Yeah, he definitely will. As he's just coming out of the pit exit now. And, of course, he wants the front 2 to be fighting. But if these 2 are smart at the front, they should just be pulling each other along for a couple of laps, use the DRS, and it might give them a chance against Non-Human. But, yeah... No, I don't either. But it would be the smart decision to pay off against a
wide coming out of the cop. I'm going a little bit wide, but get away with it.
Is he going to challenge for the lead here? Is either of them going to pit? He's definitely going to challenge for it now, and I don't think Jake Sabre's going to pull up any sort of fight here. And as he comes through Stowe, which one is going to pit? It looks like Amir Guna is pitting. Jake Sabre is staying out. He gets it stopped nicely before the line. Dark Stomper goes through now into 2nd place. Now let's go back in a moment's time and keep an eye on Non-Humans. He's coming down towards Stowe now.
Oh, who else is that? Yo-Yo's in the pits as well.
and Amiguna has just left the pit lane, and I got a feeling it's going very close between the two of them.
Out ahead.
Is he? Because this is very close. Yeah, he does. It's such a long pit lane at Silverstone.
I swear it was like 50 kilometers this year. 50 miles.
Yeah, I think it's quite narrow. As you see Boosted go through, as Freedom just goes ahead of Yo-Yo.
Like,
he did that.
Because in real life, it was 50 miles per hour, the pit limiter. And they've on this game they've kept it 37 still.
I suppose it doesn't really make a difference because everyone's got to do the same, haven't they? But it just changed the dynamic a little bit. We've got Apex and catching up is 37 miles per hour. Con said. Just seeing Jake Saber now into the pits. It's such a slow speed into this pit lane.
Oh, so is Tad Pancake.
So now it really is the battle of the pit stops, Jack.
Yeah. The two sister teams fighting it out, see who can get the better pit stop. Of course Jake will get out ahead, but will he come out ahead of non-human? I don't think so, actually. I don't
know. Is he going to get ahead of Amir Guna as well?
Very close, though. Well, I'm just watching Amir Guna.
There he is, and there's Jake Saber. He's got the jump on Amir Guna there. And that is not what he needed. I think he will get DRS, though, as we come down towards the back straight. Got Freedom and Boosted going side by side through turn one. There was almost carnage, but they were both able to keep it on the black stuff as we come round the loop with Freedom, and it looks like he's going to get a good exit on Boosters here, and it's going to be like taking candy from a baby, I think, as we come down the Wellington Straight, harvesting for that Aston Martin, and Freedom goes through and into 10th place.
Yep.
And looks like the fight is back on, Jack, between Jake Saber and Amir Guna. Got a yellow.
Alfa Romeo out in the gravel, Mr. Basil.
Yeah, just taking a little bit too much through turn one. Looks like Yo-Yo is going to go for a pass here. On Boosted side by side, they go through Maggots. And he gets the move done there. And Jake Saber is now been overtaken by Amir Guna. H. Bosworth and Apex are both in the pit, medium tyres.
Basil has got damage as well, less than having soaked to the wound.
Where is Apex going to come out? Amir Guna and Jake Saber are still fighting as they go through turn one. Is Jake Saber going to look for a move at turn three? No, just takes the wider line. Going to go around the outside. Yeah, and now takes the inside. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. Still got the inside for Aintree and gets the move done. Looks like he's going to get DRS. Is a lovely added bonus and is able to pull away just slightly from Amir Guna.
A lot of DRS. He's got over 90% DRS.
Amir Guna is looking in good shape as well, to be fair. Nowhere near as good as that, but they both are looking pretty good stead. We've got Nem Village in third place. Is he going to hold up non-human or just let him go? Obviously he doesn't have to let him go, as he's not a back-marked car. 3-second penalty for Bugs Bunny. Really having a shocker of a race is our championship lead. Not getting any points at the moment as we exit Chapel. Non-human now moves up to third place. Got Jake Saber and Amir Guna not too far in the background. Mr. Basil is out. He's retired from this race. Got 13 drivers left. We're at around half distance now in this race. We're on lap 13.
Harry Bosworth on the back of Boosted. Down Hanger Straight was one of them.
Yeah.
But doesn't decide to make a move. As I think Kemjas is now in the pit, same with, who's that, Nem Vidic?
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, 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 'cause, yeah Still waiting for Dark Thunder to come in, who's got a comfortable lead, 20
It's
seconds
gonna-
ahead of his teammate, non-human. But yeah. Anything could happen.
There's still a long way to go. We're halfway through this race. We've got Ame Gunnar in 4, still very close to Jake Sabre. Dark Stomper's got a 20-second deficit to his teammate, non-human. As you said, it is a long old pit lane here, so it's probably around 28 to 30 seconds. But if he's about to go on the soft tyres, he may be able to make that time up. It depends if Jake Sabre can catch up to the back of non-human and give him some issues, which would really help out non-human's teammate, of course, towards the latter part of this race. Apex is right on the back of the Saab Pancake. This is going to be easy pickings for the Mercedes driver by the looks of things, and it is, as he gets the job done well before the braking markers and moves up to 5th place. Amiguna is coming through the final corner. Jake Sabre takes the fastest lap on those medium tyres. Boosted and Chem Jazz are fighting for that final points position. Bugs Bunny, he's still not really...
But he's made up a lot of time actually, especially because he had a pit for front wing thing. I think he's still having a decent race, just not the start he wanted.
So when are we going to see Dark Stomper come into the pits? I think he's the last man yet to pit.
Yeah, he is.
Him and Boosted have not pitted yet. So is he going to come in this lap? We're just with him now. Let's wait and see. No, he carries on for another lap. He's definitely going to look to go on the soft tyres at the end. I wouldn't rule Dark Stomper out of contention here. Jack's main man, Freedom, is now down in 7th. He's not too far behind the Sad Pancake. Maybe able to make up that time. Bugs Bunny now gets past Boost, and he really needs to pit. Nemvidic is coming around Cops in last place, which is 13th place.
Oh,
Freedom.
got another penalty.
Sad Pancake comes around the final corner with Apex.
There could be a fight going down the Wellington Straight between Jake and Amaguna. But Gunner's too far behind actually.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. H. Bosworth is rounding into the gravel. I don't think that's going to be a VSC or safety car. He's been able to get going again.
Oh, it's on again now. And then Vegic will get past.
He's going to go down to 13th place. Still may get a safety car in this race though. We've had neither a VSC or a safety car as of yet. And Maguna is now 5/10 behind the yellow flag. H. Bosworth, yeah, you need to remember your tyres are red hot at this point. Amir Guna is gonna not make any form of overtake or attempt of an overtake into Stowe as we come down to the Vale chicane. He's getting ever closer to the back of that Alpha Tauri. Dark Stomper, he's got to be pitting about now, Jack. Has got about 10.5 laps to go in this race, and he's going to go on to a fresh set of softs, so surely he'll last 9 to 10 laps, and we'll see that pretty imminently, I would say, as we're seeing Amiguna and Jake Sabre coming through the loop, and both of them got a lot of battery to play with, and no one really showing their full hand just yet.
Depends. It really depends. If it's just got past Lucy is finally in the pit. But I'm just thinking, it depends how good Dark Stomper's tires still are. To whether he pits this lap or goes another lap. Which he doesn't, he goes in the pits this lap.
He is. Dark Stomper has finally bailed into the pits.
And now Amaguna on the back of Jake Saber might go for a move into
Stowe.
Stowe.
But he doesn't get close enough. There's a non-human coming through the final chicane onto the final corner. Dark Stomper is going to take it back, but by how much is going to be the question. And is he going to get ahead of Jake Saber? I don't think so. No.
Dark Stomper decided not to stay. I was watching on board with him. He just stayed there for an extra couple of seconds. For whatever reason, I have no idea.
Sometimes if you're using a wheel, the clutch doesn't always work. I've had it before. So he's got a round. We'll just check to the leader. He's got 9.5 seconds to make it up in about 9 laps. Jack, I definitely think he could do that, especially with Amir Guna and Jake Saber fighting ahead. He's got Bugs Bunny, who has been into the pits.
My prediction will be kind of right, because non-human is the brother of freedom. I predict Jake to get second. He might get it if he doesn't get a penalty. And then Dark Stomper will be third. That's what I predicted. So
that time is already done.
2.5 of the prediction right.
I'm just watching the time of Dark Stomper. It is rapidly coming down, and those softs are going to have a massive advantage now as we come on.
Right.
A second or so in the first out lap.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, to be honest. So he's definitely on track. So he comes across the line, gains another half a second in the final sector. Yeah, Harry has got himself a time penalty. Still within DRS range is Amir Guna. And they're both managing their batteries really, really well. I'm surprised that Jake has not used a little bit more. And I think Amir is just biding his time somewhat. We've got Freedom right on the back of the Saab Pancake, and he's trying to regain some positions from that instant on around lap 5 of this race. He's going to go to the inside at Brooklands, and goes a bit wide. Yeah, a little bit of contact there. Freedom did go a bit wide. He was left the space, and I think he just understeered away from the corner just slightly, and does make up that place, and is now going to try and hunt down his teammate of Apex Finley. 5 tenths separate the top two. 4.9 seconds is now the gap to Amir Guna from Dark Stomper.
Oh, does he make a move? No, he doesn't.
I'm surprised that Amir is not trying, you see, because it's not too far away from non-human. There he is riding on board with Amir. You can actually see non-human in the distance. So, and Amir's got this penalty, so I'm not sure why he's not trying to push on, especially with Dark Stomper catching up. As you see there, he takes the fastest lap. He's almost taken another second off of them.
I reckon he could challenge for a podium here. But yeah, I'm just on board with Jake at the moment. I can see non-human up the road, and he has got the fresher mediums. So we'll see.
We will see the 7 tenths separating second and third. That is the closest fight on track. Saab Pancake still within touching distance of Freedom. So keep an eye on that.
I'm riding on board with Amaguna. Does he get close to Jake? No, he doesn't. He's not close enough to make a move. Dark Stomper could be in contention for a podium here. Which would be an incredible feat after qualifying on the meeting. But yeah, see what happens. Jake isn't too far away from non-human actually, 2.1 seconds away. Of course, he has got better mediums than non-human, so could catch up to him and there could be a battle. For the lead on the lot, maybe.
Yeah, this fight between Amir and Jake Saban, they're actually catching up to non-human a little bit now, and
I think they are working together, trying to catch up to non-human.
Yeah, potentially they're sort of having a bit of a gentleman's agreement, because Dark Stomper isn't catching up as much as I would have thought he would. Sad Pancake is still very, very close behind Freedom, and that DRS is aiding him tremendously well, with Yo-Yo not being able to catch up to those two. So those are the two closest fights on track at the moment.
Make a mistake, because Jake's just caught off to him by like 5/10 of that.
Potentially he has. Potentially those. I think non-human was one of the first to pit. I think we'll have a quick.
No, it was Freedom then non-human.
Ah.
I think.
Oh yeah, of course, because he had the spin, didn't he? But if yeah, non-human had 10 laps, so he's the oldest apart from Freedom. But of course he spun, which made him pit slightly earlier. Yeah, that gap is now going away from Dark Stomper. Actually, he was gaining. He was almost at 4 seconds. Bugs Bunny has retired. Not too sure where he's retired.
Coming out of lock, they hit the wall.
And is that not going to be a VSC? No safety car. Let's spice this race up a little bit.
I'm just watching, yeah.
Yeah, there he is on the right hand side.
I think non-human's tyres are coming away from him actually, because Jake is catching up at the rate of not.
Yeah, Dark Stomper is not. This looks like it's going to be a three-way fight for the win, but Amiguna is the one looking the least likely to win this race, of course, with that time penalty attached to the end of his race. But he's in with a DRS range now, Jack, is Jake?
Yeah. Opens up the DRS now. He has got the slipstream and he is using his DRS. And Maguna not too far behind, as there is Harry, I think he's spun.
Yeah, he has. He's spun again, he's struggling.
On the medium.
Boosted is going to almost catch up to him here, I think. 4 tenths now separate Jake and non-human as they come on to lap 22.
I'm going to go on board non-human. I'm just going to see why he's losing so much time. As Freedom gets another penalty. Well, Jake makes the mistake there. Going down the Wellington straight, not close enough to make a move. But just seeing why non-humans making so many mistakes. Where is losing?
The two Ferraris are getting closer and closer now, but this front three are as close as they have ever been in this race, and we've got 4.5 laps to go, and it's certainly all to play for. We said Amiguna really is the one that needs to get the hurry on here, as he's got that time penalty, but the front two are looking pretty comfortable for this duel for the win, as we're about to come on to lap 23, as non-human just somewhat looked like he was going defensive there, but pulls back to the racing line. H. Bosworth gets a time penalty. 3 tenths separate all three of them as they come out the final corner. I'm just amazed how Dark Stomper hasn't been able to gain up any more time, and maybe he will be able to, but he's running out of laps to be able to do that. Jake almost goes for a optimistic kind of lunge there, Jack.
Yeah. Let's see. Does he get it on the exit? He has opened up his DRS, not using any ERS though. I think he is trying to save for closer to the final lap. That's what he told me to do on Friday, as boosted has spun in front of him.
Three tenths separate the two Mercedes drivers as they're coming around Cops now, and the two behind are both
on the track, by the way.
Yeah, that's.
I think that was boosted the tyres from when he went off there.
Yeah, I think it was. We're just seeing them come out of Chapel now and down the hangar straight, the best place to make some overtakes, and then there's not going to be any over. No, this is just a waiting game for us. I'd love to see some overtakes for the win here, but they're all being conservative at the moment. Freedom goes past Apex, moves up to 5th place. Good recovery drive from Freedom there. Apex gets a time penalty as well. This is going to change the order just a little bit.
I think Freedom will drop down a couple of positions for his penalty. He might drop down to 7th. If Sad Pancake can get him wiggle on, he might get 5th for those Apex. But Dark Stomper now is caught back up to the top 3 after not catching up.
But I think he's left it just a little bit too late, Jack. Amaguna is now very, very close to the back of Jake Sabre, and he's not going to go defensive. No one's going to try and move there at Cops, and he gets a really good exit through Cops there, and he does have a little look to the outside. There's a blue flag car that gets nicely out of the way, and they're just all flying through Maggots and Beckett's, the left, and right again as we come out of the final left-hand turns and down the hangar straight. I think the gloves are off now, Jack. It's all going to take
around the outside.
Take
a little
shape.
Bit of wheel banging. Oh, doesn't get the traction out the corner though.
Goes defensive again. Does non-human. Amaguna might be able to pick up the crumbs from these two fighting ahead potentially. It might be all about a waiting game for Amaguna. Looks like the two Mercedes drivers are fighting for that 5th position, but back to the front 3. Jake Sabre still holding on. Dark Stomper now gets a penalty. 3 seconds. He's been pushing just a little bit too hard and isn't able to break the 4-second gap. And with 1.5 laps to go, it's looking very unlikely as Jake Sabre now looks to the outside at Brooklands and gets the move done. And that was nice and easy there for Jake. His non-human now going to fight back towards Cops and down the National Straight. He has lost it, and Amaguna is now going to pick up the pieces. As I said, those crumbs were spilt from non-human side by side through Cops, and non-human kept it around the outside there and was able to keep.
This is too close to real life.
It's that was a bit harem scarum there.
Amaguna and Jake were to collide. It would have been like Hamilton and Verstappen, but sister teams really. And then Amaguna was going to look for a move on non-human or Leclerc, and was going to go wide, and then Hamilton pick up the scraps really. Yeah,
so we don't. Non-human and Jake Sabre don't want to be getting a penalty, especially Jake Sabre now into this last lap. As he takes the fastest lap on the penultimate lap, and that'll gain him the extra point.
Oh, he's got a penalty.
He's got a penalty. There was a commentator's curse there. Non-human is now in prime position for the lead. For the win. He is now in the lead of this race technically, even though he's holding second on the road. 6/10. If I was non-human, there's no need to try and make any positions up now. It's a bit foolish on the last lap.
He could still get a podium here because of Amaguna getting a penalty.
But yeah, potentially.
Freedom might have made that mistake there, I think.
I think he did and lost the position there. I think non-human is very, very comfortable here. Jake is going to be absolutely kicking himself for that. as we see him coming through Mackett's and Beckett's for the 26th and final time, and Non-Human is his ego going to get the better of him? Is he going to try and go for an overtake here into Stowe? There was absolutely no need. He's using overtake, but I'm just thinking he's making sure to stay within that gap. He does attack Stowe with quite a lot of promise there, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to take it on the road. Jake Sabre comes around the final two corners to take the win, but only for a second, as Non-Human now wins the British Grand Prix, and Amaguna comes home in third place. And Dark Stomper almost got his podium there, 8/10 off in the end. Apex is now going to come through to grab 5th place, and Freedom now comes across the line to take 6th place.
Get 5th? No, he gets 6th.
He gets 6th as Yo-Yo now comes across the line to take 8th, and Chemjazz is close behind to follow on to take 9th. Nemvidic is going to take a point in the McLaren as he's coming around Maggots and Beckett. Great battle at the end, says Justin. I have to agree, that was quite good. It was unfortunate for Jake that we didn't see a final lap battle for the win there, but that is quite unfortunate. H. Bosworth is coming down the hanger straight. Nemvidic is about to come across the line and take that final point position. Boosted has already finished as he was lapped. H. Bosworth is the final man in the Alpha Tauri of 12 to finish. Doesn't get into the points.
No.
And finishes
I don't think so.
in 11th place.
And Dark Stomper gets driver of the day. I think I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, I think it was well deserved. As we'll go through the final order. Non-Human takes the win after Jake Sabre gets that penalty, and he finishes 2nd in this race. Amaguna takes 3rd, Dark Stomper is 4th, Apex was 5th, 6th is the Sad Pancake, Freedom takes 7th, 8th is Yo-Yo, Chemjazz is in 9th, Nemvidic was 10th, H. Bosworth is 11th, Boosted was 12th, Bugs Bunny, Mr. Basil and DXT Comms, who was disqualified at the very, very start, before the race had even started, in fact, has come home in 15th place, or didn't even get to home. In fact, I'm not sure if this lobby is glitched a little bit or not, because we're not getting a timer. So anyway, thanks. Oh, no, we're just getting a timer. So thanks everyone for tuning in to Super Sunday Racing here at the British Grand Prix. Tomorrow night we're back here again for Monday Night Racing for the British Grand Prix as well, and then Tuesday we will be at Canada. Justin, I think we'll be back for Tuesday and Wednesday for SRM Racing, and next week, and we'll be back here on Sunday for Hungary. Anyway, as I said, thanks very much. Please make sure to like, share and subscribe to this video, obviously, for more content from Sunday to Wednesday. Yeah, everyone, thanks very much, and obviously please, subscribing is a real help. Getting to 150 is our target for the end of the season. So anyway, you'll be back with me tomorrow again for Britain. Hopefully it'll be a cracker like this one was. Thank you, Jack, for joining me for this race. It was nice commentating with you.
Yeah, same to you, mate.
Cheers. Anyway, back tomorrow. It's 7:30. Everyone have a lovely Sunday evening, and it's goodbye from me and Jack.